Hi guys, Miss Supernova here for another Top 10 Tuesdays video. I thought that today we would do Top 10 movies. I couldn't decide between this or YouTubers, so next week will probably be Top 10 YouTubers. But we will just jump right into our next Top 10 Tuesdays video. Okay, number one. A lot of people give me shit about this. My favorite movie of all time is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. If you don't know what that movie is, you have no idea what you're missing out on. Dick Van Dyke is in it, my favorite actor, if you remember from one of my last videos. I don't know what there is about the movie, but it has always been my favorite movie. Like, ever since I was really little. It's just really good. And it makes me happy, and I sing along to it. And I remember a little bit before my best friend moved out to go to college, we sat and watched it together, and it's just like I was in my element, like I was super happy. And I have 2 copies of the movie. I love it that much. I don't know. It's magical. Like, bless 1968, and like bless Ian Fleming for making the book to begin with. I've read the book too, so it's just amazing. Number 2. I actually just watched this probably a week ago with my best friend, Jaws. This is my favorite book of all time. If you remember my top 10 books video, I own 2 copies of Jaws the book by Peter Benchley. Jaws is very different from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, but there's just something about it. Like, it's funny, it's kind of dark, but I'm obsessed with sharks. Like, I don't know what there is about it. It's just the humor in it and that kind of banter. And my favorite character, I'm kind of stuck between Matt Hooper and Quint. I don't know what there is, but their banter is very different from the book. The book is very different from the movie in general, but it's just, I remember sitting and watching it with my best friend, and I was trying really hard not to quote the movie because, like, I know it forwards and backwards. Like, I think it was 5 years ago, I sat, like, every day for, like, I think a month and a half rewatching it. Like, I would watch it every single day. I loved it that much. My parents thought that I was crazy, but I loved it, and I still love it. And my best friend was just like, that movie was better than I thought it was going to be, because he didn't really laugh at the parts that I normally laugh at, and it's just like, I felt kind of awkward, and I was like, oh no, he doesn't like this movie. Oh, that sucks. Like, this is one of my favorite movies, and I was like, did you like it? And he goes, it was actually better than I thought. Because, you know, I talk about it a lot. Like, I talk things up, I guess, more than people, you know, whatever. But yeah, Jaws is number 2. Number 3, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Not Charlie and the Chocolate Factory from 2005. Not the remake. The original from 1971. This is one of the greatest movies of all time. Like, I have seen it so many times. I have never understood why I like it, because it's incredibly dark, and like, I have read both of the books, and they're also very dark. But Gene Wilder, like, rest in peace, but there's just something about him being Willy Wonka that just feels right, and like, the cast is perfect. Like, it's one of those movies that I sit and watch, and I just fall more in love with it, because it's so freaking good. Like, everyone at some point in their life has seen this movie. And if you haven't, like, you are missing out, because the movie's amazing. It's dark, but it's amazing. Like, it kind of opens your eyes up a little bit about people, and it kind of makes you want to be Charlie Bucket of the world, I guess. And I kind of relate, because I've always been like, when is my golden ticket going to happen? Not like, when am I literally going to go to a chocolate factory? But when's my time going to come? Yeah, like, when am I going to get that reward? Like, when is my good heart going to pay off, I guess? So yeah. Number 4, Robin Hood Men in Tights. This is a Mel Brooks movie. I think I've talked about Mel Brooks before. When I talked about Carrie Elwes in my actors video, I believe I talked about Mel Brooks. This movie is so dumb, but it's so funny. Like, if you haven't seen this movie, and like, you want a good laugh, watch this movie. I I'm sorry if you hear creaking. My best friend's cat keeps pushing on the door because she wants food, and it's kind of annoying me. But yeah, Robin Hood Men in Tights. If you want something that will make you bust a gut laughing, it's kind of inappropriate. There's some kind of inappropriate humor, which I'm not into. I don't like that, but you know, anything by Mel Brooks should be on this list. Like, if you want some good movies, or Spaceballs. A lot of people are surprised that I like that movie. That movie is so funny. Like, holy shit. There's Blazing Saddles, which is another Gene Wilder movie that Mel Brooks did. Blazing Saddles is one of the best movies of all time. Trying to think. There's some other ones that I've seen. Young Frankenstein, another Gene Wilder. I don't really like Young Frankenstein that much, which, whatever. It's a good movie. It's just, it's not one of my favorites. But yeah, if you want something to laugh at, just watch anything by Mel Brooks. Like, you'll have a good time. I guarantee it. And if you don't, like, someone like me who hates sexual humor, like, you're bound to like any of his movies regardless of that. So, yeah, it's literally about Robin Hood. Like, it's kind of a parody of Robin Hood. But, you know, what would you expect from Mel Brooks? He does parodies. Spaceballs is a parody of Star Wars, obviously. But yeah. It's just, it's such a good movie. Number 5, Wizard of Oz. I considered not putting this on my list because, like, I love Wizard of Oz so much. But I don't really know if I can call it a favorite. It used to be when I was little. Like, I loved it. I was obsessed with it. I was literally a scarecrow for Halloween, like, a little bit after I watched the movie for the first time. Scarecrow's my favorite character. I love The Wizard of Oz, but I don't know. It's one of those movies that I don't watch as much, but I still appreciate it, and I still think that it's an amazing movie. It's one of those classics. If you haven't seen this movie, like, have you been living under a rock? It's been out for almost 100 years. Like, go watch it. Like, if you're, like, really into musicals and stuff, my school did a production of it last year, and I went and watched it, and it was amazing. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about this. So yeah. Number 6, The Page Master. A lot of people probably don't know about this movie, but Macaulay Culkin, the boy from Home Alone, is in this movie, and it's basically about this boy who goes to a lot, like, he's kind of a coward, but he has, like, this messed up dream after passing out at a library where, like, he becomes courageous and stuff and, like, has to battle through monsters and stuff, but the monsters are, like, from books. Like, there's an homage to Moby Dick and stuff in that movie. It's been a while since I've watched it, so I can't really remember what the other references are. I think Jack and the Beanstalk, when he's, like, trapped inside the dragon. I'm not gonna spoil things, but it's not like one of those comedy type movies. It's more of a kids movie, but it's kind of like the process of a child overcoming his fears, or like a person in general. It doesn't necessarily have to be just because he's a child, but it's kind of, you know, someone overcoming their fears by having to be face to face with them. It's amazing. It's one of those good life lesson movies if you're into that, and if you like references to books, like classics in literature. Yeah. Number 7, The Iron Giant. This movie is one of the saddest movies of all time. Like, I cry every time I watch it. If you don't know what this movie is, like, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's literally about a giant robot from space. Like, and about this kid who, like, meets the robot and, like, becomes best friends. And it's such a cute movie. And then, like, you are just hit super hard with, like, feels. And, like, you see it coming. Like, you know that it's gonna happen. Just because of how the story pans out. But if you want something that will, like, really hit you, and if you're kind of, like, into that, and not really darkness, but if you're just really into a movie that will like move you emotionally, like that is a very amazing movie to watch. And if you kind of want to have like a laugh and stuff, and you want to, you know, have a good time, it's an amazing movie. The Iron Giant, go watch it. Number 8. Originally I was gonna put House of Wax with like Jarpad and Paris Hilton and stuff, but I decided to put Orphan. I don't know how I forgot about this movie. It's one of my favorite movies. But Orphan is literally about an orphan, but basically it's this woman is pregnant, and like her baby dies, I believe, in the womb. I don't believe that the baby dies when she's giving birth. I can't remember which it is, but her and her husband decide they want to adopt rather than try to have another baby. They already have 2 kids, but there's this little angel who's an orphan, and the dad kind of gets, you know, played and manipulated, unfortunately, and the wife kind of seemed like she's crazy and stuff, but she's clearly not. The woman who plays the mother, Vera Farmiga, she's in Bates Motel. She plays Norma Bates, if you're curious. Orphan is just, it's dark. It's one of those like psycho thrillers, but it's really twisted. Like, the idea of like a child being a psychopath, it's messed up. But if you're kind of into that, because that's more of the genre I watch. I watch psycho thrillers and I watch horror. Like, that is just my favorite genre. So if you're into something like that, Orphan is a really good movie to watch. Also, the little girl Esther, her name inspired the name that I want to give my future daughter. I like the name Esther. So you learned something new about me. Number 9, I just watched this also with my best friend, Mulan. I love Mulan so much. Like, I try really hard not to like sing along because I have the whole soundtrack and stuff that I listen to. I blare it. I cry sometimes when I watch it. It's just really beautiful. Like, the idea that a woman who is like, women, you know, in that time period and even now, like, are not given any credit. And it's like, if a woman tries to step up and do things, it's just like she's either banished or she's killed or she's like, you know, treated badly. But it's just like the idea that women can do the same thing that men can, that women have just as much power and women can do good for the world. And it's just like, Mulan is a badass bitch. Like, how can you not love her? She's freaking amazing. So if you haven't seen Mulan, like, you either don't like Disney or you're kind of maybe sexist. No, go watch Mulan. Like, if you are really into like the girl power thing, Mulan is a good movie to watch. And number 10, originally this was going to be Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp, which is an amazing movie. But I decided to go with Doctor Strange because I've seen it twice in theaters. I'm probably going to go see it again for Christmas with 2 of my friends, but in 3D this time, because we've all seen it. I went and saw it with my best friend, and then I went and saw it with one of the girls that I'm friends with who came back home a couple weeks ago. I love Doctor Strange so much. I literally have a cosplay costume of Doctor Strange. Like, how could I not put this on the list? It is a movie I'm probably going to go see 5 more times. Like, I'm probably going to, like, con my mother maybe into going and seeing it. Because my brother wants to go see it. I might go see it with someone else. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Doctor Strange is just, I have posters. I would get up and show you, but I'm just too lazy to move my tripod. But I have posters on my wall. I'm obsessed with it. I literally spent $400 for a costume that I have wore out in public. I wore it to the premiere, as you saw in one of my earlier videos like a month ago. Yeah. It's not even just because like Benedict Cumberbatch is in it. Like, it's just such a good comic like series to begin with. Like, Marvel is so good. But yeah, Doctor Strange. Go see it in theaters. And if you want to go see it, hit me up. Buy me tickets and we'll go see it together. Yeah. go check out my other videos too. I kind of want my top 10 videos to be a little more out there for people because I'm really proud of them and I worked really hard on making these lists and stuff. Yeah, if you like this video, give it a big old thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I make videos pretty much every week. They're not good videos. No, I'm kidding. I don't really know what else to say other than that. I think next week, my next Top 10 Tuesdays video will be about YouTubers. I haven't decided orders yet. But, yeah. Thumbs up, subscribe, go watch some of my other playlists. I'll leave things in the description if you want to check any of my social media out or, you know, go buy a copy of my book for like Christmas. So yeah, that is, I think that that's all I have to say. I love you guys.